Glass here, and one of the things that annoys me about my phone is that because it's so customizable and so flexible, I can never really stick with one thing once I've got it. Specifically, I'm talking about wallpapers. Everybody has custom wallpapers on their screen and they think it looks great, but I tend to get bored of mine quite quickly. So I find myself looking around the internet, even putting together a repository of wallpapers that I love that I can perhaps use in future, because I'm just never happy with it. So I thought, why not just hand over control of my wallpaper to someone else, someone who already knows what great images are. And that's exactly what this wallpaper app does. It's called Muzei, or Muzei, however you want to pronounce it. It's M-U-Z-E-I, and it's essentially a rotating wallpaper application that's become very popular online. If we actually take a look at the application itself, the first thing you're going to see is a nice piece of artwork. That's because essentially this app, by default, without you changing anything, cycles through famous pieces of artwork. You can see this one here is by Henry Matisse, 1905, and it's a lovely colourful portrait of a lady. Now the great thing about this application is that it's self-curated by the creator of the app. So it's himself, and I believe his wife as well, that will go through and collect images from all around the world from famous pieces of artwork and dish them out to the application, to your wallpaper. And they look great. Some of the choices I've seen so far are really, really nice. But that's not everything. Apart from choosing lovely pieces of artwork, we can start to customize how it displays these wallpapers. So if we click on the three dots in the corner here, we can either share the artwork and post it online and say, hey, look at this nice piece of artwork I've seen today, or we can go to customize. Once we go into customize, this is where it gets really exciting. So the first thing you're going to see is a circle with a fine art title underneath. That's the default photo stream, I'm going to call it, which is the stream of photos that are going to be rotating on your phone that are coming from the curator of the app, and it's going to be saying this is the image that you're going to have every day. Now the default one, the fine art category, is refreshed once every 24 hours. You can't force a refresh. So on this application, by default, it's going to give you one a day. If you don't like it, you have to wait until the next day. We can go up to the top here where it says choose source. We can click on that and we can say advanced. This is where I quite like it. It's got a blur and a dim feature. If we go through both of those, blur, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to blur the background image. And now you may think, why would I want to blur a background image of a really nice piece of art that I've chosen to put on my background? There's a good reason for that. I've got my blur up full because I like to see nice blurry backgrounds, because I think blurry backgrounds are actually quite nice because they make everything look like everything's floating on top. If I put the blur up full, however, and I go back to my desktop, on my home screen, it blurs it out. But I don't have to open the app to actually see the piece of artwork. If I've got a free piece of space on my screen where there isn't a widget or an icon, I can double tap and it makes the image crystal clear. So I can say, hey, there's my piece of artwork, and it goes back to blurred again. This is really great for just saying, hey, look at this, double click, and it's back to blurred, so it's pretty good. If we go back into the application, and we go back to customize, we go to advanced, there's another option which is dim. This is very self-explanatory as well. It's a slider from left to right which is going to make the background wallpaper darker or lighter. So if you perhaps have, like I do, a lot of white text on the screen, you may not want something too light because you'll be able to start missing that detail in your widgets, for example. I've got mine about a quarter of the way. I can put it down and it takes a second to do this, and it just like dulls it down, makes it slightly more black. But I myself like to have it a little bit brighter. There's another option down here for new wallpaper notifications. This is just simply going to give you a notification whenever the wallpaper changes to show you and tell you this is what we've changed it to and this is what it's called. You can tap on it, get some more details. So it's pretty cool. So let's go back to the selection page. Let's go to customize again. And you can see here I've got a couple of different options that I can scroll through. Essentially, these are sources of wallpapers that you can use. These are all add-ons that you can download from the Google Play Store, and I'll put a link below to a site that aggregates some together. So for example, I've got an extension that by default will give me 500 pixels. 500 pixels is a service of great photography collections, and you can click on this as your source. You can configure it and say the feature, the category, how often you want to refresh it. You can say hide adult content, and you can say only update via Wi-Fi. I've got some other ones that allow me to choose sources such as Bing image search of the day, so there's a Bing image of the day. Cast. Now, if you can't tell, I've got a Chromecast on my TV behind me, and I love the wallpapers that Chromecast dishes out. So there's an application you can, or add-on, sorry, you can put into this that sets the Chromecast image rotation to come on your background wallpaper as well, which is pretty good. So you can customize it here, refresh time, and Wi-Fi only again. Instagram, you can choose from your photos or your friends' photos to stream in your background, or you can choose the album of the music you're playing as a blurred background as well, which is pretty cool. I myself like to have the Chromecast background, so if I set that, go back to my home, it blurs it out, and I've got a great background right there, and again, it refreshes every hour. I haven't seen too much of a battery drain on this, which is really good, so I would highly suggest keeping it on every hour for lots of refreshes if you'd like to. The application itself is free in the App Store, so I highly suggest you pick it up. The add-ons as well are free, or the ones I've come across at least are as well. So this application, Muzei, is a great application for rotating wallpapers if you're like me and you like to change it up quite a lot. So this is Barry from Copper vs Glass taking a look at the Muzei Wallpaper app for Android, and I'll catch you guys later.